All right, let me plug the joint. Women sort men into three categories fast. Again, women sort men into three categories fast. Most men never realize it. Okay, let me just say this real quick, right? Because a lot of you guys, you've been conditioned to believe that all women are seeking love and they want to be in love. And there's truth to that. I'm not saying that there's no validity to that. Here is the problem, though. Before a woman can even get to a point where she's fallen in love with a man, she has to first decide whether or not she wants to deal with the men that she encounters. Okay, now I'm going somewhere with this. Follow me. So when she decides whether or not she's going to deal with the men that she encounters, right? Let's say a woman wants to be in love. She wants to fall in love. She wants a family, right? She wants a monogamous, sexually exclusive relationship, right? On the way to encountering a man who could be that for her, she still has wants, needs, and desires that go beyond that on her day to day. In a woman's day to day life, they have wants, needs, and desires that far supersede simply finding a man to fall in love with. So, along a woman's journey, she's going to meet many, many men, and she's going to she's going to realize that a lot of these men she has a great use for, but the use she has for him isn't always what she's looking for. She might not see that man as a loving, doting husband, future boyfriend, or father, but she has other uses for him now. Women sort men into three categories fast. Most men never realize it. The three paths to sexual access with women. Most men aren't all three. Here's the reality of it. Let's take relationships and marriage and let's put them to the side. Let's talk about strictly sex. Strictly sex, period. Nothing else but sex right now. If you want to have sex with women, period. Because here's the thing about relationships. Before a woman could even think about being in a relationship with a man, she first has to categorize how useful that man is going to be for her, right? She needs to categorize it. Because again, women can't fuck everybody. Women cannot have sex with every man that's into them, and they cannot have sex with every man that they're into. There's just not enough daylight in the day. So they have to categorize men. They have to say, okay, I can't fuck everybody, but he's interested in me and he's interested in me. I think I have a use for these men in my life, but it might not be sex. Now, you might want sex. And here's the key you guys, all you guys want sex, right? The moment you approach a woman, you're going to be put into one of three categories. You're going to be put instantly into one of three categories. Now, there's two trains of thought at play based on the category you're going to be put in. One is your presentation. How are you approaching women? What are you electing to talk about? You understand? What are you leading with? And that's another key. What are you leading with? When you step to women, what are you leading with when it comes to letting that woman know where your interest lies? What are you leading with? Which follows up the second train of thought, which is her train of thought, her perception of you. So, a combination of what you choose to lead with and how she ultimately perceives you is what category she ultimately will put you in. Now, guys, y'all ain't gonna like this, but here's the reality that a lot of y'all have to adhere to. Here's a reality that a lot of men have to adhere to. You know, I was watching a DJ Vlad video. He was interviewing the comedian Ari Spears, and they were talking about Cardi B, Offset, and Stefan Diggs. They were talking about all that nonsense. But in the midst of them talking about the Cardi B nonsense, they started talking about attraction. between men and women. And I'm listening to these game goofies talk about attraction, and I'm saying, that's a shame. You have this successful YouTube guy who's wealthy, and then you have this successful comedian. These guys are in their 40s and 50s, and I'm listening to them talk, and they sound like young guys, clueless guys who don't understand anything about attraction. So I'm listening to them talk about attraction, and they simply put it like this. DJ Vlad was trying to basically say, oh, when it comes to attraction, all men care about is how bad the chick is, right? So that's how simplistic he made attraction when it came to men. All women care about, I mean, all men care about is how bad the chick is, right? And then he went to women and he said, when it comes to women, women want money and status. Yeah, if you got money and status, you're in there. And I'm listening to these corny goofballs talk, and not one time did either one of these idiots say anything about sexual attraction or sex appeal. And I know why they didn't, because neither one of them have it. See, if you've never been the type of guy that women lusted after and women wanted to have sex with you, no matter what you had going on financially, you can never speak about sexual attraction because you don't know anything about that. Women don't fuck with you on the strength of sexually desiring you. So of course you can't talk about that because you don't know nothing about that, right? Also, again, sexual attraction, sex appeal. This is what guys fail to understand. And this is what those game goofy individuals fail to understand. Regardless of what you think about women, regardless as to what women say online, women still want a genuine, authentic connection with a man they actually really fucking like. And your money and status and even the way you look to a degree has nothing to do with any of that shit. Again, women sort men into three categories fast. Most men never realize it. Before I get into this, let me say this. All you guys listening, when you first approach women, you need to adhere to what I'm about to talk about. And you need to understand what category women typically have you in, but you also need to understand the category that you sometimes put yourself in with what you choose to lead with and how you ultimately present yourself to women, right? So here's the thing. If we strip away, right, all the social narratives and all the dating fluff talk about this, that, and the third, men really only get access sexually to women one of three ways. There's only one of three ways you're gonna have sex with women. One of three. There is no fourth or fifth. One of three. Let me say that again. For all you guys endeavoring to engage in casual sex encounters, there's only one of three ways you're going to pull that off. One of three ways. Again, most men aren't all three. When we talk about men being all three, if you're two or more of these things, a lot of the women you encounter not only will want to fuck you, but they're going to want to be in a relationship with you in many cases, right? If you're all three, they're definitely going to want to be in a relationship with you. Not just have sex with you, they're going to want to be in a relationship with you, have your kids, want to be married, all of that shit, right? So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hold on real quick, guys, because I want you guys to understand. Again, the three paths to sexual access with with women, most men aren't all three. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna hit y'all with this right quick. The first one. This is the first one. Sex appeal, raw attraction. Women do not withhold sex. If you're dealing with women who are attempting to withhold sex, you don't have enough sex appeal. They don't lust you enough to fuck you now. Period. Guys, anytime women attempt to withhold sex, they're telling you right there. That's what they're telling you. Any time a woman attempts to withhold sex, they are telling you that you have to invest non-sexually. Period. There is no other explanation. There is no gray area. There is nothing else. If a woman is attempting to withhold sex, she is telling you that you have to invest non-sexual time to get it. Period. There is no, oh, she's sexually attracted to me. She's just different. No, she is saying she does not want your dick without you giving her non-sexual time. Now, you could still have sex with her, but what she's saying is, you have to give me access to you non-sexually. Phone calls, texting, dates. You have to spend time with the woman outside of sex. Period. Period. A lot of you guys are in this category and you're complaining about how women are doing you, but what you don't understand is, bro, that's your category. That's your category. A lot of you, unfortunately, you need to own that category and say, fuck it. You might not be the guy that women want to fuck right away. Because, guys, if you're meeting hundreds of women throughout your life and you're having difficulties having sex right away, and you're actually trying to get at women sexually, but it just ain't popping, I mean, part of it is you definitely don't know what you're doing in many cases, but also the reality could be that's just the lane you have to operate in if you want some pussy. And a lot of guys got to realize, guys, not every man will be sexually appealing. Not every man will be able to score casual sex easily. There are a lot of guys who could if they worked on some shit, but there's a lot of other guys that just will never be your lane. You will never be a ladies man or a player. There's a lot of guys you will never ever be that. You just won't. You know what I'm saying? And see, a lot of guys say, "Oh, any man can have a roster of women." Nah, that's not true. That's not true. Now we can say any man can get sex. We can say that, but to say any man can have a roster of women and he's getting casual sex, nah. It's just some guys. It's not. That would never be your life. It just won't. And you have to find your lane, and you have to master your lane. And you can still dictate your lane. I mean, you're still going to be following a woman, but when I say dictate it, meaning you own it. You step to the woman understanding that this is my lane. I'm gonna own that shit. Right? Again, so let me get back to number one. Women sort men into three categories fast. Most men never realize it because most guys are just happy to be dealing with attractive women or women at all. So they don't really think about how shit is going. They just know she's interested in me. Period. Again, guys, sex appeal, raw attraction, casual encounters, right? Women don't withhold sex. Now, it's important to note, right? I want to make this clear. When we talk about women categorizing you as a guy they want to have sex with, there has to be some level of visual or physical appeal there. Some level of visual and physical appeal, which can include, but is not limited to how your face looks, your body, and your clothes, how your clothes fit you, and all that kind of shit. So when I talk about your visual and your physical presentation, I mean everything, right? Everything. Also, charisma, vibe, masculine energy, assertiveness, and directness. Look, let me tell you something right now. You will never be successful having casual sex where women actually aren't attempting to withhold sex and they're not playing games with you if you lack assertiveness and directness. Every guy I've ever known who was a player and he had shit his way with women, all of them were very assertive and very direct. None of them were passive. None of them were indirect. None of them. All of them were very assertive, direct men who ran shit. when it come to women. Like, hey, chick, we moving how I say move. Most of you, you've never been that guy. So if you've never been that guy, chances are you've never had sex with women you just met on a consistent basis because you lack sex appeal, raw attraction. Raw attraction isn't passive. Raw attraction isn't vague and ambiguous and indirect. That's not raw attraction. Many of you, you don't have that raw sex appeal that women covet because you're not assertive enough or direct enough to even have that kind of energy, right? Now, also, again, when we talk about sex appeal, physical appeal or visual appeal, charisma, vibe, masculine energy. When we say masculine energy, whenever you hear me, I can't speak for anybody else. Whenever I use the phrase masculine energy, I'm always talking about assertiveness and being direct every time. That's what masculine energy is. If you ever hear anybody else talk about masculine energy and they're not talking about being direct and assertive, they don't know what masculine energy is, right? Also, sexual confidence and presence, non neediness. That's the key. Non neediness. A lot of you, you have needy energy. You have needy energy. Whenever you act like you're super excited to have sex with a chick, or you're double texting a chick, or she's giving you things to do before y'all have sex and you do it, you're needy. Women are not naturally sexually attracted to you. They're not. You're not that guy, right? Also, this is the third one, right? Again, women sort men into three categories fast: non sexual investment, emotional time, attention, and presence. So, what might that look like? So, let's break this down, right? So, non sexual time and investment. This is the standard route most women use to maintain access to men they aren't purely sexually driven toward. Let me say that shit again. Non sexual investment, emotional time, attention, and presence. Let me say this again. This is the standard. This is the standard. Most women do not encounter men that they sexually desire on the strength of, I'll fuck him right now. Most women don't encounter those men all the time, but you do know who they encounter on a daily basis? These guys, the type of guys they put into category number 2. Non-sexual investment, emotional time, attention, and presence. Again, this is the standard route women use, most women rather. I don't want to put that on all women. Most women, the majority of women. This is the standard, this is their playbook. This is the standard route most women use to maintain access to men they aren't purely sexually driven toward. So, if a woman isn't mainly interested in your dick and she's more interested in your non sexual time and attention, what might she do? She might give you the impression that sex is going to happen any day now. She might give you the impression, but what she's gonna do is fall short of committing and consenting to a specific time and date to fuck you. Okay, let me say this shit again for you slow motherfuckers. These women will give you the misleading impression that sex is gonna happen any day now, but they're gonna stop short of committing and consenting to a specified day and time to make sex happen. And they're doing it on purpose. Why? Because they're maintaining non sexual access to you. And how are they doing it? Giving you the impression that sex can happen. Why? Because they know that you're needy and they know you'll keep going. They know if you believe that sex might can happen, you would give them the non sexual access they desire. And since most of you don't have any fucking game, that's exactly what the fuck you do. Right? So, what might this look like? Time. You give a woman access to your time without her having to have sex for it. Emotional energy. How do you know you're giving a woman emotional energy? Because you let her talk about her feelings in her day. She's getting emotional energy from you. Consistent communication. You motherfuckers, you guys that meet women on dating apps. How many messages are you gonna send that woman before you get off the app, dog? Huh? How many messages? So, guys, how many messages are you gonna send these women? Right? When you exchange phone numbers, how many times you gonna text before you set something up sexually? Right? A lot of you guys, you fall into the communication trap. Consistent communication. You're always texting and talking to these chicks. Where's the sex? Where is the day and time being agreed upon for y'all guys to link up for sex? Where's that happening at? And for you guys that attempt to do it and a woman keeps stalling you out and putting obstacles in the way, you're not sexually appealing to her. Or at the bare minimum, you're not sexually appealing enough for her to strictly only have sex with you. And a lot of you guys, that's what you want. You want to have sex with attractive women without doing the extra shit. But the problem is, a lot of you guys, you meet women already doing extra shit, talking to women about nothing instead of getting to your point, right? Again, consistent communication. Also, what are you giving up? Non sexual support, right? Now, here's the thing. I want to hit y'all with this. The more non sexual intimacy you give, the more her emotions and expectations attach to you, right? You're not paying financially, but you are paying with your energy. Again, guys, the more non sexual intimacy you give, the more her emotions and expectations attach to you. So when you guys are spending the night with chicks, when you guys are Netflix and chilling without the sexual feeling, now she has dating expectations of you that involve more of that. Less sex, more non-sexual time and attention. Now, eventually she'll give you the pussy. Yeah, keep working towards the dog. You'll get there. Yeah, just keep being a good little boy. You'll get there. Right? So what's up next? What's the third category? Right there. Monetary material benefit. Monetary material benefit. Right? So what might that look like? Right? Now, financial support, lifestyle perks, favors, gifts, resources, solving problems for her, and material security. Trips, flying chicks out, paying bills for them, cash apping them, getting their nails done, hair done, right? That kind of shit. Women sort men into three categories fast. Most men never realize it. Earlier, I told you guys when women separate you into one of these three categories, a lot of it has to do with how you present yourself to women. Also, what you choose to lead with. So, my thing to all you guys that actually want to have casual sex with women that don't involve you spending non sexual time with them and it doesn't involve you paying for multiple dates, stop leading with that shit. Stop leading with dates. Stop leading with a bunch of non sexual energy. Lead with sexual energy. See, the problem with you guys, and I have clients that are hard headed and don't know how to fucking listen, is you keep leading with non sexual shit expecting casual sex. You keep leading with dates expecting casual sex. Not gonna happen. You're literally putting yourself into one of the three categories by the way that you speak to women. Now, I'm always in the sex appeal category, always, 100% of the time. So, what happens when I encounter women women typically do one or two things. They either reject me right away or we end up fucking. That's typically how that happens. I don't really get it. I don't really have too much issues with women trying to withhold sex. Not to say that women don't try, but I don't have issues with that. And as far as like money and monetary or material shit, I almost never run into that. I would say 0%. Like I don't run into that at all. I don't run into that at all. I literally do not run into women trying to use me for money. I don't run into that. And the main reason why I don't run into that is because I don't do dates like until I'm fucking, right? So the main reason why I don't run into that is because I just don't do dates, right? Flat out, right? I rarely, it's rare that I might do a date with a woman I hadn't fucked yet. So I don't run into that at all. I don't run into any women trying to get money out of me. I just don't run into that kind of problem. Now, the withholding of sex, on occasion I'll run into that, but I get rid of those women anyway, right? But again, let me just say this real quick about women with attempting to withhold sex from you. I want guys to understand something. You can run into a woman who looks at you and she says, he's the kind of guy I can probably see myself having sex with. But her desire isn't strong enough to strictly only have sex with you. So when a woman is like, yeah, yeah, he's kind of cute. I can probably see. So the fact that she feels that way means that she's not 100% sold on just giving you sexual access on a strength of desire. So what she might do is say, let me see what else I can get out of him. Right? And you might fuck on a first date, you might fuck on a second or the third date. But either way, she's gonna make sure that you're doing non-sexual shit first. And either way, you're following a woman's lead. Now, let me get to my earlier point about most men aren't all three. Okay. And this is what men need to understand about the dating and sexual hierarchy. If women find you to be a combination of physically appealing, sexually appealing, and you got your money straight, number one, you're fucking. You're fucking a lot. You're gonna be fucking a lot. That's one. But also, you're gonna run into a lot of women who are not only fucking you quite quick, but they want to date you seriously. Okay, I said this in previous live streams, and I really don't get into this too much because most men will never experience this. If you're all three, okay, and even if you're two of them, even if you're sexually appealing and you give women non-sexual access, right? But if you're all three, not only will you have women who are fucking you quick, but let's say you have a roster of 4 or 5 women. Probably half of those women will want to be your girlfriend too. So it's quite plausible for a man who's all three to not only have a roster of women that he's fucking and it's strictly sex, but also within those roster of women, multiple women want to be his girlfriend. So not only does he have options for sex, but he has options for relationships. Most men don't have that. Both. You have relationship options and sexual options. When you have both, women can't fuck with you. They got nothing for you. Like, bitch, I could, there's multiple chicks I can fuck. Not only that, if I wanted to get into a relationship, I can get in one today. I can call up 2 or 3 chicks right now and talk to, and I'm just speaking in general. When you're that guy and you have relationship options and sexual options, bro, women can't fuck with you. You are literally at the top of the food chain. When you are a man and you have all three, you're here. All women and every other man is below that, period. When it comes to dating and relationship options, when you are all three, women love the way you look, they are sexually attracted to you, right? They love spending time with you beyond sex, meaning they like you. They genuinely like you. Like, I like him, I'm feeling him. And you got your shit straight. But here's the key, and I'm gonna end it with this. When women first meet you and they're talking to you to their friends, women should not be mainly talking about, girl, I met this guy. Girl, he makes X amount of dollars. Girl, he lives in this neighborhood. Girl, he drives this. If women are starting off their conversations talking to their girlfriends about your status and your money, that means their desire to want to fuck you isn't at the forefront. When women want to fuck you and they think you fine and sexy, when they talk to their girls, that's how they lead the conversation. Girl, I met this dude. Girl, he had me wet. Girl, look, I was about to fuck him right there. When women meet men who make them feel a certain way, they start off the conversation based on that feeling that they felt. That's why I tell you guys, when you talk to women, upon leaving the conversation, you should have left an indelible impression on her psyche, a sexual one. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.